Alright, let's go ahead and dive into session 15 of Trouble in Theondir. At the start of our previous session, our group had found their way into the shady inn known as Shooting Flesh in a Barrel, where they were to meet Grogil at noon. Grogil never showed up, but showing up instead was a host of soldiers looking for Grogil's fellow travelers. Hearing the cries of Rolf outside of the tavern, Bolin quickly contacted Feuerbrand, who requested for the group to return immediately to the keep. The soldiers burst through the door and made a direct line up to the adventurers, only to be cut off by a plump, half-elven bard, Timmy Fizzlebottoms, who had been playing his recorder and reciting poetry on the dark stage off in the corner of the tavern. Despite his attempts to defuse the situation, the soldiers angrily escorted the travelers back to the keep. Timmy, going invisible, followed stealthily behind. Once at the keep, the group realized that things had soured with Feuerbrand. Grogil was imprisoned for murder, and Feuerbrand had lost his last remaining trust in the group. Fortunately for the group, however, they still carried the favor of Melithon, who, believing that the fate of the adventurers is in some way or another intertwined with the fate of Theondir, ordered for the group, with the exception of Grogil, to be released. Relieved, the group set out back into town, this time led by Timmy to the fine restaurant Tic-Tac-Toes, located next to the overhead fine crystal and glasswares, where he and Lady Drelden had dined on numerous occasions. After settling in with some hors d'oeuvres and a couple of bottles of now rare red wine from In Vino Veritas, the group would grill Timmy with questions, pore over Trago's book, The Ways of the Sincari, and discuss their next steps. With their stomachs and curiosity adequately satiated, the group would make their way to the overhead, where they had agreed to participate in the evening's entertainment. And overjoyed, J.P. Franzén led them up into the amphitheater on the top level of the shop, where the fighting would be held. Kerrhylon was the first to face off against a mountain dwarf named Addinger Rartheth. Bids rolled in with Kerrhylon banking 650 gold pieces from the guests, 10 platinum from himself, and even a whopping 10 silver pieces from Bolin. The fight, however, would not take place in the amphitheater, but rather within another dimension tied to the mysterious orb standing in the middle of the room. With their hands on the orb, Kerrhylon and Addinger were immediately transported to a realm of smoke and fire, where they found themselves standing on an old, crumbling bridge stretching precariously across a river of lava. With a surge, the fight was in full swing. Kerrhylon, however, would break the rules by using magic, leading the dwarf out of anger to push Kerrhylon off of the bridge and into the lava, in the same moment smashing the great healing potion he was supposed to give Kerrhylon as the Dragonborn writhed in pain on a quick path to death. Seeing these events play out, both benches of warriors would be cleared just as the dwarf emerged out of the dimension and back into the overhead. A full-out brawl commenced, with the adventurers eventually coming out on top. Not, however, without Kerrhylon and Bolin taking a serious amount of damage that left them both unconscious. As the last of the fighters on the other side falls to the ground, the crowd erupted in ecstatic jubilance at the entertainment that had unfolded, not in another dimension, but right in front of their eyes. Trago, seizing this opportunity, immediately leapt to the front of the stage, taking a deep bow as the crowd bellowed out cheer after cheer. Off to the side, J.P. Franzén scanned the overjoyed crowd, grinning from ear to ear at the response and the quality of entertainment that he was able to provide for his guests. As Trago played to the crowd, the guards began to carry the bodies of the fallen fighters downstairs to the loading dock. Trago and Timmy, with looting on their minds, would follow shortly after. The result, Trago would pocket an intriguing shard of a mirror, as well as a pair of mysterious dark daggers. Meanwhile, upstairs in the amphitheater, the group was trying to collect their full reward from JP, who was not being entirely honest. Frustrated, Bolin would banish Franzén to a dimension within JP's own orb. The orb was shattered, security jumped in, the orb was mended, and Franzén was returned, this time far more cooperative. Trago, on his way back upstairs, would pick a lock and make a detour through the main office of the overhead. After a short investigation, he would find a letter along with a copy of an invoice from someone named Tanglebriar, who was requesting a certain glass construction based upon a prototype as part of his costume for the tri-decade celebration. Pocketing the prototype, an egg-sized glass form with a green streak through the center, Trago would rejoin the group, and having received their payment, the adventurers would make a hasty departure from the overhead. Half-elf bard Timmy, wanting nothing to do with the abuse of his acquaintance Franzén, had already departed with instructions to the group to rendezvous with him in the northeastern side of the central city at a place called the Golden Harmony. The group headed out in this direction, but their progress was interrupted by a funeral procession. At this, Kerrhylon's personal amulet began to glow bright blue under his armor, getting brighter and hotter the closer he came to the corpses of the deceased. And it is here that we may now jump back into the narrative.
All right, guys, so we had just walked up to the corner here where you guys were able to see the Golden Harmony. You were able to meet up with Timmy, and at the same time you came across this procession, which you quickly learned is a funeral procession that is heading down towards the Dalandar River. You're all standing up on the top of this hill by the Golden Harmony. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I think we should at least catch up with the... Well, I mean, we can follow them, but I think we can catch up to the front of them or try to get in front of them because they're not moving quickly. But if you said...
Do we want to be sneaky about it, or do we want to not be sneaky about it?
Yeah, are there other like civilians or mourners around other than the people in the procession?
Oh yeah.
No, it's still like I said, the whole city is still alive. There's a lot of people out at night because we are getting so close to the Tri-Decade celebration. So there's still people around, but yet there's still this funeral procession that is heading down. There's a good 50 to 60 people in this procession. It's a pretty big deal.
Is there like any like street lights? Do they have street lights in this, or is it like you're away from where they have torches? It's like pitch black.
It's pretty dark when you get away from the torches. There's some moonlight which illuminates some of the areas, but it's pretty dark.
Yeah. Kerrhylon, how's your night vision?
It's good. I mean,
I'm more or less blind, but I think you and I are probably the stealthy ones.
I can see in the dark too.
So if we split me and Kerrhylon in front, the rest of you in
Timmy,
back.
can you see in the dark?
Mm-hmm. Half elf. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's just Niv and Trago that.
But I'm not. We didn't meet up though, right?
Yeah, we met up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we met up. Yep, and Timmy has decided he's going to actually go along with the group and follow along and investigate.
Oh, that's right. That dice roll.
Technically, Lizzo has dark vision, so if I had to,
you could.
I could use my.
I gotta get me an animal friend. I don't want to take the spell though.
Night vision goggles or something.
Lizzo. Okay, so we don't need a light spell.
Kerrhylon, you and me up front.
Yep.
The rest in back, just join. We'll go stealthily. The others will go.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, before I forget, does anybody need healing? Is everybody like healthy?
I don't think I got hurt. I don't even think I got hit.
I'm down a lot. I could use it.
Okay.
Kerrhylon almost died.
Oh, and reminder, guys, we need to find a potion shop.
I have
keep that in mind.
I have some potions.
Do you? Oh, ooh. Tough guy over there.
I don't want your brand of stuff.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Yeah. Okay.
Burnt down a one.
Paul, I'll cast healing word on you.
Okay.
Got a dime for every time I heard that.
So 9 points of healing.
Okay, I'm almost up to full.
All right.
Does anybody else need healing?
I'm good.
I need healing.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast heal word on myself.
Yeah, I could use some too.
Okay.
I straight up don't think I got hit last
7
round.
points of healing to me.
Matt, do they make like sleeves for your character sheet that are like meant to be drawn on that you can just erase?
Or you can laminate them and get a dry erase marker.
Because I have them in like just like plastic sleeves. I'm wondering if that would work, but I think that might wipe off too easily.
Or you could stop being a cheap ass and just reprint it whenever you need it to.
I don't have a printer, bitch.
You could sign up for D&D
What happened
Beyond.
to the printer?
I can't get that one to work. That one's old.
Completely.
So everyone's healed up at this point, is that right?
Yeah, I'm completely tapped out.
D&D Beyond is free, Chad.
Oh, you're out of spells? Okay.
I'm
I
completely
think I
tapped
have
out.
one
Wow.
left.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, so whatever.
All right. So me
what's
and
the
Paul
plan
are
here,
gonna,
guys?
Paul and I are going to try to get in front of them and just kind of keep tabs on the front of the procession, and the rest of them are going to just join the procession.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
And
Are you guys taking a side street, or you're just going to kind of walk next to them up to the front, or how are you going to do
We're
this?
gonna kind of try to. let's just walk next to him, like on the sidewalk or whatever.
Yeah.
And slowly get in
Okay.
front, quickly get in front of them.
Yep.
And-
And that, I mean, that's possible to do. I mean, there's still enough people around. It's not like the procession is completely alone on the streets. There are other people moving about at night, so you'd be able to walk past it. It wouldn't be strange at all. And they're also quite involved in what they're doing. So
Is his amulet like
Yeah.
radiating right now?
Yeah. Put
so
that
as
like away
as you
much as you can.
move closer and closer to the carriage, your amulet now is getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And it is burning on your scaly skin at this point, almost to the point where you need to take it out of your shirt. It's beginning to hurt.
Is it radiating? Can we see like just like looking at him? Can you see that?
I mean, you
coming
you
out?
stuffed it under his leather armor, your leather outfit,
Yeah.
right? But it's pretty well hidden at this point. It's not coming through the leather at this point.
I mean, I assume that I would have like a tunic or something on under my, so I'd put it between the two, but it's still burning me.
Yeah, it's getting hot.
And it's starting to smell like smoke when your shirt's burning.
Burning flesh. I mean, I can stop and take it off and put it in my pouch. Like, kind of turn aside so people can't see me do it, like going around a corner or something.
Yeah.
So, do you want to do that?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep on with the procession. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I'm gonna let him go
is
off.
it won't like burn a hole in a pouch, will it? Or is it that hot?
I don't know.
Okay.
The closer you get, logically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay. So for now, I'll put it in a pouch and just keep an eye on.
Yep. So you guys follow this funeral procession, and the group heads down to the waterfront with this horse-drawn carriage, the cart, and with these two, what seems to be kerosene-saturated coffins of sorts or boxes. They're lifted down by a group of these mourners and placed onto these ornately carved barges and boats that they then tie up to ropes, 3 ropes on each of them, and they push them out into the calm waters on the edge of the Dalandau River. But they begin suddenly, the ropes go taut as these barges begin to be pulled out into the more center area of the Dalandau River, which is a raging torrent. This is an extremely fast river. It's rapids the entire way through the city, around the city, and they're being yanked and pulled out. And eventually the mourners come and they make a sort of semicircle around the bank here. And the rest of you who are walking behind come and join them. No one seems to really pay too much attention to you. And after a couple seconds, you see 2 archers step forward. They're moving bows from underneath their cloaks. And they pull out a set of arrows that have fire sort of cloths on the end that they're going to be used for fire arrows. And a single hooded figure steps forward. He looks around at the mourners. He lifts his hood up, looks around at the mourners, and he holds something of a speech. He says to the mourners, "We are here now today to pay our respects to the great Palavian and to his daughter, Annafel. A tragedy this has been. We've expected for many years the death of Palavian. The curse, the disease, whatever we may call it, has been eating away at him for years. Our sorrow is great because of his death. But our sorrow is multiplied tenfold by the death of Annafel. So quickly and unexpected this was. The sickness came upon her so quickly when she was away. When she was praying those 3 days in the temple, we never thought that would be the last time we would see her. But now we see her in this form, and we send her off with our respects." He gestures to the archers. They light their arrows. And he turns again to the crowd. "From Bahamut you have come, and to Bahamut we now commit you. From destruction, the seeds of new life."
And the archers shoot their burning arrows, flaming arrows out. They arch upward, land on these barges, and each of them bursts into flames. The pyres are burning intensely. The coffins themselves are slowly consumed by this fire. And after several minutes, the ropes that are holding them begin to catch on fire and begin to fray as they are burned through. And then snap, the ropes break, and the fiery ashen remainder of the pyres are sucked out into the violent surge of the Dalandar River, where they're swallowed up by the dark, raging waters and sent out eventually to the sea. The group gathers itself together, begins to turn and disperse as it makes its way back up the hill.
The speaker, do we recognize that person? Do they at all? Do I recognize him?
Give me an investigation check.
19.
19. You don't recognize the person, but you've seen these kind of clothes before. He seems to be somehow connected to the Sincari. These are robes you've seen on Sincari before. When you came into the city and other times you've seen Sincari.
Matt, so question for the DM. Bahamut is one of like the dragon guys?
Yep.
He's the god.
Bahamut is the god that they worship in this city.
Isn't he like generally considered like not one of the good gods? He's kind of like a...
No, he is.
Bahamut is a good god.
Who am I
It's in
thinking
it
of?
should be in the back of your
Okay,
player's
all right,
friend.
Bahamut.
God of
all
order,
right.
god of goodness,
Yeah,
god
okay,
of justice.
all
Yep.
right, cool.
Yep.
All right.
God of light, similar to Lathander.
All right.
Hmm. So they're dispersing? Are they going back in a group, or are they just kind of going off on their own?
They're walking back up where they came from on the procession, heading back up the hill, and making actually heading directly back to the Golden Harmony.
Kerrhylon, your amulet.
Yeah.
Is it still burning you?
I'll pull it out or I'll look in the bag and see if it's still.
At this point, the amulet now is beginning to fade out and to die down. It was at the utterly hottest when you were closest to the two bodies, but as they sent them off and as they burned and were sucked into the river, the amulet then has begun to fade, to cool off.
They must have, whatever had killed my clan must have killed them. There must be some kind of sickness or magic that killed them, or poison or something that relates to this.
Kerrhylon,
Hmm.
do you mind if I touch your amulet? Like your
Eric is still frozen, by the way. Is Eric?
Eric, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he
Videos,
frozen for all
whatever.
of you too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His video's
Yeah,
frozen.
frozen.
He's on his
No,
laptop.
I'm just not moving.
You're like Drax. Been here
Yeah.
for 4 hours. Kerrhylon, can I look at your amulet, please?
Yeah, so let's go around a corner. I don't want anybody else to see that we have it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, sure. You can touch my.
All right. It's
Paul, why do you have like 85 liquor bottles all in order? Kind of looks like the COVID.
Eric, because recycling only comes once a week. All right, just chill out. You got to put them somewhere.
Yeah, those are all my bourbons. That I need.
Does the amulet do anything when I touch it?
No, it's at this point it's lost its light, its radiance, and it's cool to the touch.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go up and approach the man who spoke, that gave the eulogy, and approach him and say that was what you said was very good, and I'm sorry for the loss, and
Are you a friend of the family?
I may be connected to them, which is why I'm hoping you'd be willing to answer a question.
Ask away.
What was it? What was the malady that killed them? What happened? Do you mind telling me?
That seems to be a mystery to us. Palavian has suffered for many years. We knew that he was dying.
some sickness that has been eating away at his flesh over the years. What we were not prepared for was the death of his daughter. That happened quickly. It happened for 3 days. She was away from us over praying in the temple for 3 days. And that was the last time we saw her. It's when she left.
Matt, does the priest or whatever, do I recognize any part of him? Does he seem familiar to me? Like his walk, the way he moves, anything?
Give me a investigation check.
That's good. Keep forgetting what my investigation is now. That's 20.
There's something familiar about him, but you're not exactly sure what. I'll give you that with a 20.
Wow. That's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so I asked him, so she suffered from the same disease.
It's some sort of malady, some sort of sickness, some sort of perhaps even curse. I'm not exactly sure. But the speed of which she died is what is the most alarming thing. 3 days.
So, and she died like yesterday, or when did she die?
Yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning. And what? I'm sorry for keep asking questions, but what were the symptoms? What? It was eating her flesh. Is that what you said?
Yes, there was a sense in which the life was being drained out of her. Her flesh was becoming old and rigid, and the life in her eyes was fading. I don't know. It seems to me that there's more going on here than just a physical malady.
And this happened to her while she was at the temple.
She left here a healthy woman.
Mm.
She left to pray and beseech Bahamut for the life of her father. And when she returned, she was an old woman.
Which temple?
The temple to Bahamut.
Are we all here? Are we all listening to this, or just Paul?
I think it's just
Well,
Paul, isn't it?
Paul and I were
Paul,
here.
yeah. Just
Paul and I
Paul.
were together.
Yes, you Strego and me. And is there any concern? Is anybody else experiencing this, or was it just these two?
There have been rumors of similar cases. I don't know much, though. This is beyond my expertise. There have been rumors of similar cases, though.
Which temple specifically? Like a local one, like right in this neighborhood, or?
The Great Temple to Bahamut.
Great Temple. Okay.
You are from the city, are you not?
From outside the city, I don't travel much.
I see. I see. So you would not know much then. The Great Temple to Bahamut is the temple of Theondir. Bahamut is our patron deity, and that is the Great Temple to Bahamut. It is there you go to lay your prayers at the feet of the great god.
How long have you been in Theondir yourself?
I myself have been in Theondir several years.
Where did you come from before that?
Originally, I came from the north, Truham Harbor, and now I've come here to Theondir to study.
Is there? And I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Remind me what your name is.
Good question. Let me look it up.
And of course, I lost my pencil. There it is.
My name is Trandal. Servant of the
He's not important.
servant of the Sincari, and friend of these good folk.
Trando, so what? Is there anybody who's looking into this? Is like investigating this, like in the Sincari?
I would imagine the Sincari is investigating, but that is, like I said, beyond my expertise.
Who would know?
I would imagine Ildrox knows exactly what is going on.
Okay.
He tends to know everything in the city.
Matt, before when you said where he was originally from, what was that called?
Truham.
It's the same place that Timmy is served in the military.
I
Correct.
thought that sounded familiar.
Yeah. Everything's
Timmy.
coming together.
Timmy.
Right.
Timmy.
If you excuse me, though, I
have-
would like
yeah,
to get
One
back to
last
the
question.
Golden Harmony. We have a gathering afterwards.
Okay.
That
I have
I'm
one more
responsible for
question for
hosting.
you.
That's where we're going.
What is it? How well did you know the deceased? I'm sorry, Paul. Maybe Paul already asked that. I don't even like. I was kind of writing shit down.
I didn't ask that.
Okay.
You see him pause for a second, and he begins to bite his lip, and his tear begins to sort of roll down his eye. He says, "It's a very personal question. But to honor the dead, I have no secrets. His Pelavian's daughter was someone very special to me. I had hopes one day maybe to ask her hand in marriage. But that opportunity has passed. Pelavian was to me something of a father. I have no other father. So my friend, today I have lost two of the most important people in my life. Excuse me, I must get back to the
Thank you.
ceremony.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
He turns around and begins to walk back up the hill towards the Golden Harmony.
All right, so we'll get back together the other guys and kind of fill them in, and
Yeah.
then
Right.
We're headed there too, aren't we?
we are.
I guess the servant or the lady will protect us, according to Timmy.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go.
Protect us
Uh,
from this disease?
Well,
Did you know
protect
that
us
he was
from-
sick, Timmy?
Timmy didn't know that. Oh, Timmy knew
Eric, are you still there?
Timmy knew that Pelavian
I'm
was
here,
sick.
man. I hear
okay.
everything.
Yeah. Okay.
But Timmy didn't realize that Pelavian had died,
Oh.
and neither did Timmy realize that that
Timmy.
Pelavian's daughter had also become sick and died.
Tim can't hear Timmy and not laugh.
No. I keep thinking about the scene in Seinfeld that they get with Jimmy that always refers to him in the third person. Timmy didn't know that Pelavian just died, and Timmy didn't know.
Oh yeah, that's all we need for Eric to start talking in the third person.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Tim. Timmy says, Timmy.
So let's go back to the golden shot or the golden harmony.
So you guys can make your way back to the Golden Harmony, and the original people in the procession are enter into a door that is heading into a location more in the bottom level, the basement of the building. The entrance for the regular guests is this stone entrance that Timmy was standing next to when you originally arrived. You see the rest of the mourners go in, they close the door, and are carrying out some sort of ceremony down there. And the other entrance is a long, sort of tunnel-like entrance that goes through this incredibly tall stone building. The question is, where do you want to go?
The question is, what does Bolin look like right now? He's still wearing like straight white right now,
He looks spectacular.
and everybody else is in like dark hues.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Everybody,
yeah. Same coat.
is everybody looking at me like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this guy wearing? Or
Well, I mean, it's more like, he's starting the celebration here a day early, but I guess that's
Matt,
fine.
I go to the door and I say, "Welcome, friends."
Okay. Timmy leads you to the tunnel and opens the stone doors leading inward.
Right. Probably a good idea if we eat something, because when's the last time we ate anything and took a break?
yeah,
I mean,
Timmy, can you
Probably
provide us with
lunch.
food and lodging in this place? or
Anything you want. Anything you want.
Oh,
well, how about a round of ales?
yeah.
Yes, we could do that.
Wine for me, please.
All right. You guys walk through this stone entrance, and it's like this tunnel, and it's lined with sconces all the way in that cast this golden glow on the walls and on the roof. And upon reaching the end of the tunnel, you emerge into this large triangular room made of brilliantly glimmering green marble on the floor with brilliantly white marble walls. And there's pillars and fountains that line the walls with ornate metalwork of gold inlaid into the floor, making this incredibly beautiful design. In each of the three corners of the triangular room, there rests an ornate sort of marble staircase leading up to a second level that runs like a balcony around the room and leads out through three corridors into the rooms for sleeping. At the top of each stairway is a lone female figure dressed in beautiful flowing white robes, almost actually coincidentally quite similar to what Bolin is wearing. And they're singing a cappella. They're singing a cappella, all three of them, all three voices echoing through the chamber. And they're merging into one each other in this incredible three-part harmony that fills the space up. It's a song, however, in a minor key, almost like a somber dirge of sorts. And as you walk in the center of the room, there sits an ornate desk lined with gold. And there, perched behind the desk, is a tiefling woman of a light purplish tint, and her head in her hands. At the sound of footsteps, she looks up and sees you coming, and her eyes are puffy and red, as if she has been crying for many hours. And upon seeing you, something of a look of recognition washes across her face, with the hints of a slight smile. Timmy! Oh, it's good to see you! I would recognize you from a mile away. My friend, how are you? And how is our dear Lady Drelden?
The Lady Drelden is good. She will join us this evening. Bet you didn't figure that out.
I wasn't expecting her. She hadn't told us of this arrival, but I must apologize.
My friends, I would like them to be able to eat and drink and have a great evening. They are my friends.
Indeed, sir. Indeed, sir. I hope you do understand, though, that we are a bit understaffed tonight. We are in a bit of a state of mourning since our beloved Pelagian has passed away, and the mourning has been increased tenfold because of his daughter's death as well. We are a bit understaffed, so I hope you do understand that it may take a bit longer for us to prepare food and preparations and...
Yes, I understand, and I will pull out 500 gold and give her that.
Damn.
As a donation to the family.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your offer. We will graciously accept this. She says, if you do not mind, please do make your way upstairs into the three corridors. Take the corridor on the right that will lead you to the dining room, and we will provide you with your food. And I will provide you there later on with keys that we can provide you for your rooms, which is in the corridor on the left.
My lady,
and you'll be able to find
thank you very much for your... Thank you very much. We shall do just that.
Indeed. In a few minutes, we will be with you, and we will serve you the food that you need. So you guys make your way up these marble staircases that are in each of the three corners of this room, and you get up to this second level. And as you begin to walk over to the corridor where the dining hall is, you look down, and what you see on the floor, on this green marble, is an incredible sight, because the golden inlay that you saw just close up from the floor, when you get above, it's this beautifully ornate design of what looks to be a sunflower head, the head of a sunflower.
There he is.
And Timmy leads you on from the balconies and says, "Follow me into the dining room." And he takes you off into the dining room.
And where did the funeral procession go then?
The funeral procession went down into the basement for a private meeting down there. Well, for the sake of expediency, we can say that you guys get a good meal.
Mm-hmm.
And
we spend the next day and a half just kind of hanging out, and then it's now the celebration.
You guys are able to then call it a night if you'd like, and get some well-deserved rest. I think some of you need some good rest. After you leave the dining hall, you are able to go back to these beautiful ornate rooms that are also made of fantastic marble. You're able to get a full night of sleep, full rest to get all your hit points back, all your spell
Matt,
slots.
I wasn't kidding. I want to drop 500. Like,
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
We
Jester's
don't have to
asked-
spend hit
I-
dice to get hit points back, right?
Not on a long.
Nope. Not
I
a long
wanted-
rest.
I
Nope.
wanted to do a couple things, man. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we absolutely.
But
Before you
While-
what time is it when we get to Golden Harmony? It's got to be pretty
Yeah, it's gonna
late
be
by
like
now,
11:30.
right?
It's,
huh?
you're looking 11:30 at night. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what time was our meeting? No, our meeting was not the next morning, the morning after.
Sunrise the morning after. Yep. So you still
Okay.
got a full day.
So
Yep.
while we're eating, I want to pull out the the pouch with the scroll in it.
Oh yeah.
And I want to put my amulet back on.
And I want to pull out the scroll and ask if anybody knows. And I don't it's not like I can kind of like tell like a language in it's French or German. I have no idea. Right?
You show the scroll to the group, and Kerrhylon, you actually are able to decipher the text.
Is
And
it
you
in-
see, it's written in an older form of Draconian, but it's still Draconian.
Okay.
And written on it, you see something of a long prayer. And at the bottom of the prayer, you see written in bright red ink. It says this. It says, "A statement of blessing for a temple tithe paid in the amount of 500 gold pieces."
What? Say that one more time.
A statement of blessing for a temple tithe paid in the amount of 500 gold pieces.
So it's like an indulgence almost.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah.
And how much did?
Yeah, Timmy just gave up 500. But I don't know that's connected.
Sure did.
Hmm.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
Outside.
And then one other thing I want to ask, Niv in particular, I'm going to pull out the other pouch. I'm not going to open it, but I'm going to pull out the other pouch and I'm going to say, do you know anything about shards of mirrors? I found this as well. I'm assuming maybe somebody can see through it. Because I have arcane knowledge too, but I'm assuming because he's an actual mage. Like, and I kind of slat it over.
As far as I know, they're used to look at your own self. I don't know anything about mirrors.
Well, this mirror shard was in this pouch on one of the people that we killed, along with
Is it-
that scroll on a different
Like,
person.
is it does it look like a broken shard, or like it was made to a certain shape?
Was it a
It's
broken
a-
shard, Matt?
It's a round small
Oh.
mirror that's complete in itself. It has a crack through the center.
Okay. And I tell that to him. It's a round mirror with the crack in the center.
Well, since it's round, I would have to say it's been made for something.
Mm-hmm.
But what, I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. All right, I'll pull it back and does Paul have the scroll then?
Well, I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was reading it.
I was
Yeah, you were
reading-
reading it.
I can give it back to you. Who did you find this on?
The scroll was on the drow that we killed, I
Hmm.
believe. Is that right, Matt?
Yep.
And then
It's
the mirror was on the fighter. Whichever one that was. I don't remember what. Those were the two that I was able to investigate.
And what is a drow? Is an elf? Is that right?
Dark elf, right?
Dark elf. Yep.
Meaning, like an evil elf? You mean?
Like underground elf.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
And also, does anybody
Which
have?
I don't like draws.
Oh, you're racist. All right, great.
I'm a
Is
regular-
anybody
A
able to
wealthy
identify
racist.
Yeah.
What else is new?
rich
That's
fuck
good.
a
That's
rich
good
white
too.
male Oh my god.
Redundant, actually.
Yeah. Niv, Bolin, are you able to identify magical objects?
Yes, but I'd have to wait till tomorrow. If it's tomorrow, then yes. If it's tonight, then no.
Can you
Yeah,
tell
like
right
that.
now, Matt? Do I know if what I found? Do I know if they're magic or not, or is it just? I think maybe
I
they
could cast detect magic on it, but I'm tapped out. I don't have any spell slots left.
Okay.
Where'd that old man go that the druids brought us?
I got
Didn't Grogil kill him?
Oh
I
right.
got some spells.
No, I don't.
Wait, what, Eric?
No, he's
I got
left.
spells.
He's still alive.
Do you have a
Mentalist is
detect
still alive.
magic spell?
Jessica, fetch my character sheet.
You don't even have your character sheet on you?
No.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
God damn it. Hold on.
I'm gonna give everybody $200. I got that $1,000 second
yeah.
coins.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
So everybody gets 200 gold.
Spread out the love.
Oh, and then I'm gonna throw out that druid pouch that I found. And I don't remember what you said. I just put druid pouch.
Yeah, it's
There's
full of
gems
all
and just,
sorts
like,
of different
random,
material components. Yeah.
All right, like guys, I got some random components off a druid that killed. If you need anything,
So we just got 200 gold.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then I want to look through all the stuff that I took off of JP when he was catatonic.
Yeah.
yeah.
What did
Yeah.
he have on him?
He had a pretty nice amount of gold on him as well. Yeah, he had 125 pieces of gold there as well.
Okay.
And a couple some parchment and some like ink, an inkwell, some pens and things like that for making notes and notices and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Trago, you have the egg, right? That you
Yes,
stole?
I still have the egg.
And does that
Oh.
air potion I have, does it just look like a normal potion?
Yeah, it just looks like a normal potion. It's a light blue color. But other than that, you wouldn't really notice anything sort of super special about it. Yeah.
Eric, did you hear that? An extra 200 gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I
get.
I don't need it. So
Well, I gave it to you anyway.
Apparently not.
Mhm.
And then the only I was gonna ask Eric one thing, but now God damn it. Oh, Eric or
Yes?
Timmy.
Wait.
So we
I
know
have
you.
I have check magic, so
Yeah.
I want
No,
to do it.
we know you were friends with GP, PJ from Forever Now.
Hmm.
How likely is he to want to get revenge? Like, where does he stand? And obviously, he's some sort of criminal underworld guy. Where does he stand with that?
I need help with that one, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know too much of his workings and dealings in the underground world. You know that he's
We hung out at the bar and
you know that he's done some dealings in Peridot. You are aware of that.
Okay.
all right.
you tell-
I'm gonna
do you
cast
tell us
detect
that?
magic. I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Okay.
Well, you have detect magic.
That's why I went and got my damn character sheet.
So, Matt, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
What is the shop that Tucson works at?
The Sun's
that.
Sorrows.
Sun's Shop. Okay. So, prior to going to sleep tonight, I'd like to write a letter
Okay.
to him.
Yes. The mirror is giving a sense of magic. Yes. And it is a sense of magic. Let's see here.
Eric, do you have your handbook, Eric?
I
Hold on a
don't
second.
actually.
Let me look this up.
Well, because detect
And-
magic, if you sense magic, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature, object in the area that bears magic. You know its school of magic, if any. And then there's some limitations of
Yep.
penetrating barriers.
Well,
It
since
is.
since we aren't in combat, I would think it would be just automatic then, right?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
automatically just kind of. You would like sense an aura of everything that's magic in your area.
Mhm.
So probably quite hopefully a few things.
We're gonna be wearing like 4 items each that are all magical. We have no idea.
It is from the School of Illusion. This mirror. You were getting a sense of the School of Illusion from this, but that's it. It's a fairly strong sense of magic.
Matt, anything else that I may have picked up from
It's
the
giving
draw?
up a magical essence.
Yeah.
I mean the components in the pack have some magical essence to them, but the letter actually doesn't.
What about the other
parchment.
things? The 2 other things that I grabbed off the draw? The daggers.
Oh, the daggers. Yeah. Sorry.
Like-
the daggers do have a magical essence off of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Timmy, are you going to tell me that you sense the magic essence out of the daggers that are in my pocket?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So the daggers are glowing. Timmy sees
But
them glowing on your pocket.
What? Yeah. What, Timmy? What do you tell us?
Yeah. So what are you telling us?
Timmy.
Timmy. Actually, I will tell you. I'll say there's magic here.
So the
We all-
mirror that's sitting out.
Thanks, Chad.
Do you just reveal? Pay attention, bro.
The mirror. Yeah.
I want magic daggers, fucker.
You know they're magic, but not what kind of, or like what specifically it is, right?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Just that it's magical.
I assumed that they were magic, and I'm hoping that maybe somebody can tell me, and I pull them out.
They are Sinkari, and be careful.
Ooh. Are they green?
They're black.
Okay.
How's
I mean, can you not
Fucking
see
curveball,
color?
man?
Good.
Like
Yeah.
I don't like.
That's
All
what
right.
I see. That's what I see, Chad. I see green, or not green, black.
You see black around the daggers.
Yes.
I have no idea what that means, but I'm intrigued. I put them back in my pocket.
All right.
Shut your ass up.
Can I? Did you tell us what school the mirror was?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he said illusion.
Illusion.
Right,
Illusion.
but did he tell us that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Timmy Ted said that, right?
Yep.
All right. So if any
Can
of
I
you guys,
request the mirror,
Oh.
Trago, for the evening?
I suppose you would probably be a little bit more schooled than I would, seeing as you had actual training. I'm assuming.
He also has a PBR.
Yeah, boy. Were you actually trained, Nev, in illusion? I'm just like amateur novice, self-taught, so
Not formally.
not formally. I will want this back in the morning.
Understood.
I give him the mirror,
Okay.
the pouch
Yep.
with the mirror.
I'm gonna go trance. I'm done for the night.
All right. Boland's out. He's got to get his spells back. Anything else you guys want to do before you call it a night and go to sleep?
So yeah, I just want to write that letter to Tucson.
Yep.
Because there's a way, like, there's a mail system or something?
Yeah,
I can
absolutely. Yep. Yeah.
use to get it to them, right?
You can send a letter. You can give a letter down to the reception in the
I
morning.
do want to.
Matt, I'd like you.
to Niv that he might have some work to do tonight, aside from the mirror. In your spell book, possibly. Are you going to be able to take care of that? Or wait, did you already do the one spell?
I did that last night.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So he's ready.
Just a heads up, that other spell that. Well, can you do that other spell, the damage one?
Not
That'll
yet.
be determined. Not yet. You have to
Not
do
yet.
it. Yeah. Never mind then.
So with the
Matt,
letter,
I'd like a word with you.
Okay.
Good, I gotta pee.
Do you need anything else, Niv? Did you want to do anything else?
well,
or...
I'm just gonna say that I want to write the letter to Tucson, talking about.
what you had sent before?
No, well, sort of about JP's place and what he makes and what's contained in the glass and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. It's a general letter describing sort of what you found and the the contents of all that.
and just to expect
Oh,
something from Franzén.
Are you
Okay.
okay, Chad?
So,
Yeah, what just happened?
Okay. Well, the rest of you take a quick break, and I will have a moment here with Timmy by himself.
I'm guessing the
my dog
farted.
farted, and it is. Whew, what is going on
Chad
with
says,
you?
Bodie farted.
All right, Timmy.
All right, so I want to go. Can I sneak in to Lady Drainer? You got to tell me what we want to do with.
Oh, Lady Grogil is actually.
I got you where you wanted to be, I think, right?
Yeah, you're at the Golden Harmony now. Lady Drelden actually isn't here yet. You've got 3 or 4 days where she's supposedly away. But if you want to have her surprise you by coming there, that would be fine. However you want to play that. If you want her to show up in the morning,
What do you think, though?
no, it's up to you. I mean, what purpose do you think she would have by coming?
I actually don't know.
I don't know either. She'd probably need a reason to come.
All right, so we'll actually. So then, never mind. We'll just let it go.
We'll keep her out. Okay. Yeah. Good. I'm gonna go
All
take a pee then.
Yeah.
Good.
Me too.
All right, guys, welcome back. We had just had a full night's sleep, a good rest here in the Golden Harmony. You were able to get all of your spells back and your life back, and the sun it comes up now onto another wonderful day. You have one full day and an evening before the morning of the Tri-Decade celebration. What would you guys like to do with your final day before you are supposed to report to Theondir Keep? Yeah.
Well, I wanted to mention that one thing we should definitely be doing is trying to find out who Tanglebriar is.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, JP knows, or PJ. He
So
knows.
that egg didn't come up as anything magical, though, huh?
Oh, did it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I mean it did. It did. There was a little magical essence around the egg as well. Yeah.
But nothing like mind-blowing.
No, I mean not like a atom bomb type thing, but slight hint of magic there. Yeah.
Timmy's looking a little rough this morning. Timmy, do you recognize the name of Tanglebriar?
Nope,
Who that could be?
I don't. Sorry.
Insight?
Go for it. Roll it. Let's see if you believe him.
Ooh, I do believe that is going to be. That's right. I didn't take this, so it's a -1, so 17.
He's for all you know, he's never heard the name.
Okay. So one of the things that we should do is probably figure out who that is, because they will be at the celebration
How?
tomorrow.
We don't know anybody. We can talk to Feuerbrandt
Feuerbrandt or
go
JP.
to Franzén.
Yeah, I can call Feuerbrandt.
Yeah, let's do it.
Timmy, in your circles, who could we go to that might know the names of somebody in a criminal organization?
There's one name that I can think of, Matt.
Matt?
Greywater.
Wait, what?
What? You know Greywater?
Maybe.
Timmy's seen Greywater at a party one time at the mansion in the Southern Bank. He was playing music when Greywater was present at one of the parties. He knows that Greywater's got some connections. So if you guys can find Greywater, he might know.
Where
Do
do
you
you know where
know-
he is?
I don't. I don't know.
He doesn't.
Okay.
We could go look for
Do you,
him, though.
do you know who might know where he is?
Mm,
Do you know who might know? Who might know? Who might know?
maybe.
What about your friend, your lady friend that was going to protect us? Would she know anything?
Yeah, wasn't the lady supposed to show up last night?
She will always protect us.
She never did.
Wait.
Timmy forgot that she was actually out of town for 3 or 4 days, so she wouldn't be around.
I'm just saying, like, is this like a euphemism for some goddess or something that we're like, oh, she always protects us?
She might not be real even.
All right.
Timmy made her up.
Zone of truther, man.
Uh,
All right, so
should I call Firebrand?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we have to play all of our cards here.
Yeah, we only got a day.
Yep.
We got 24 hours.
Well, pull out the.
But hold on. What can we tell him as far as false information? Where we like, is there a way with, like, if something comes up, I'm trying to think here, because if he's part of the knot and the Nard are trying to assassinate Governor Tyrius, what could we tell him? Like that Governor Tyrius is maybe using duplicates, and one of us disguise ourselves as an alternate Governor Tyrius.
Well,
Like
what if I were to ask him, like, say, oh, I was talking to your good friend Tanglebriar. See how he
Say
reacts.
we found him. Maybe we say
Yeah.
we found him.
Ooh,
Yeah,
there's a
Confess,
good
we
idea.
confess to everything. So
What
tell
would
us
that
what
get
you
us?
know.
What would that get us?
What would that get? Probably thrown in jail
Yeah.
Yeah.
next to Grogil.
Um,
All right, I'll call Firebrand.
Okay.
I'll pull the cylinder.
I
You
can't
put in the
think of anything.
code?
Yep.
You remember the code?
22731.
Okay.
Sounds about
Stick the
right.
code in, and immediately Firebrand says, yes, what is a Kerrhylon?
Firebrand, I apologize for interrupting or bothering you.
No problem. What is it?
We've been learning a few things here and there.
Yes.
Have you, Tanglebriar, does that mean anything to you?
Tanglebriar. The name means nothing to me, but I could talk to Melathon about it. Perhaps he knows what it means. But for what reason?
Just came up in conversation that may be connected to, the knot or something. But that's all I really wanted to know.
Okay, it's not familiar for me, but if you want, I can ask the question to Melathon.
Yes, please. I mean, that'd be great if you do that for me. Also, when is Grogil? When is he going to be executed?
We have not quite set the date for the execution, but we are planning sometime after the Tridecade celebration. We don't want to have competing entertainments for that time.
What's kind of the usual? I mean, we're talking beheading here, hanging, what?
We are looking at a hanging.
Hanging.
Public hanging in a public square to make a point that this sort of behavior is not acceptable in Theondir.
Okay.
So we are looking at perhaps something like 3 or 4 days after the celebration.
Okay. Would we be able to? Can we get in and see him just to say, hey, nice knowing you, or
I don't think that would be a good idea.
no?
Come on, man.
What have we done to you?
As this conversation's going on, can we hear this conversation?
Yeah, you can hear it.
Okay.
It's audible.
Speakerphone.
I'm just for like I'm writing on a
Speaker
piece of-
cylinder.
I'm writing in big letters on a piece of parchment, and holding up a sign to Kerrhylon. Like it says, "Should we tell him about the fighting pit at JP Franzen's?" And I'm just holding up so he reads it. Should we tell him about the fighting pit? Probably illegal.
I'm gonna read it and say no. It has nothing to do with what we're doing now.
No. So, in Firebrand, is there any new developments in the whole search for the knot and everything? Have you learned anything new or anything we can help you with?
Things are going very slowly here. We have not really come into any new information, and we would appreciate any information that you can give us.
Okay. Right. So yeah, ask Melathon about Tanglebriar. That might be a good piece of info to have.
I will see what Melaton says, that if he knows the name, if it's familiar to him or not.
Okay. And I'm sorry, one more thing. No more word about Greywater. You haven't seen Greywater anytime recently?
Greywater has not returned.
I'm scribbling again.
It's a disappointing thing for us that he was able to disappear so quickly.
Yeah, I can imagine. What's Trago writing here? What'd you write?
I got a second sign asking if will Melathon be at our briefing tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh, and yeah. So Fireman, I'll ask our briefing tomorrow. We're planning to be there at dawn.
Tomorrow morning, sunrise, yes.
Yes. Where should we be?
We can meet outside of the keep, at the main gate, the drawbridge gate.
Okay.
And
will he be there?
Melaton will be there.
Okay.
He will be there to explain to us what we will be doing in our positions and what he has in mind for how to keep Governor Tyr safe.
Okay. And I'll look at these guys, like asking, anything else?
Does he miss us?
Okay, we gotta go. Thanks,
What are you wearing?
Very well, Kerrhylon.
Okay.
We will see you soon.
Yes, you will. All right, bye.
Good. Yes.
Why'd you say yes you will like that? Yes you will. What's going on between you two?
Well, we are to see them. I mean,
Little bromance between Kerrhylon.
I can't wait to see you.
getting into thinking a little bit. Maybe he knows something. Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so there it is.
So the sun is up. You guys have had breakfast. You are prepared to head out into the city. You've got a full day ahead of you. What would you like to do?
We're quite a ways from like the keep, where Firebrand would be in it. We're like across the city, kind of feels like.
Yeah, you're about halfway across the keep is in the center. You're about halfway across. It'd be about a good hour and a half walk.
We should have posted me or somebody else up to like watch. Fuck, that's what we should have done. To watch and see if anything happens after us telling the Firebrand the name. So if he sends people out, we could have followed him. Like if he's gonna take care of some loose ends. Fuck. Let's get these ideas afterwards. Timmy, can you hear us?
See?
Do you have a costume for tomorrow?
No, we have to go back to the costume guy.
Do you have money to spend? Oh, wait, is that
Super wealthy Timmy doesn't have a costume?
Was he in? Like he wasn't in the keep though. Like he was outside. We can get in without having to go through guards, right, Matt?
Oh yeah, that was outside the square. Yeah. Yep.
I just want to go talk to this guy again because he's fucking funny as hell to talk to and make Matt do all the voices.
Yeah.
And do we want to talk to Franzén?
Or we could either do that or go to the Sincari or fast forward to tomorrow.
Ooh, the Sincari.
Yeah.
What
now
is
that Niv took the spell, he's got the spell to get in now.
I think we should do that.
What is going to the Sincari Academy going to get us, though?
We could talk to Ildrax. Ildrax the Unwavering.
Ooh. Wait till we get there.
And okay, so I remember that we just heard that name today.
Is it best to go through unofficial channels to go see him though?
Yeah, because if we just break in, what are they going to do to us?
Or we could just sneak around.
Sneak around.
They're not, man.
I mean, and what would we want to know from him?
Oh, yeah, who's Zildrax again? I know, Matt, we heard it today.
The head of the Sincari.
Ildrax Unwavering is the head of the Sincari, yeah. He's the head mage of the Sincari.
I'm wondering if he's going to be at the party tomorrow. I'm assuming all like the high-end people are going to be here.
Well, I want to ask him about this disease too, this thing that killed these two people. I want to know more about it.
Or do we bring the egg to him?
Ooh.
I feel like having that egg, this is contraband. This is not something we're supposed to have. So I would like to test that out as a replacement for Peridot dust. Because that's what I think it is. Because I don't see mages carrying around a bag full of Peridot dust and throwing whatever they do with it. They have something that's permanent.
Well, they have the spell.
Yeah, but you need the Peridot dust to get in and out, though. I don't know.
Let's go. Let's go to the Sincari.
All right. Well, hold on.
Because there's something I wanted to do on my own today.
Oh.
Oh, do you want us to go excommunicado for a second? Because there is kind of something I want to do on my own as well, but
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fast.
all right.
All right, give us a couple seconds, which is Niv. All right, Niv, what do you have in mind?
It has to do with that letter that I wrote last night to Tucson. So what I want to do is, put on my finery and use my disguise kit to become Sir Reginald.
Yep.
And then go to JP's because I had a bet with him. So I want to go collect on that bet.
Mm-hmm. Strangely enough, when you show up at the overhead, it is completely boarded up, closed up, shut down. The front door has an enormous latch across it. If you go around to the back side, the back door is also closed.
Yeah, was there stables or anything where there might have been, wagons and horses for hauling goods?
Yeah, nearby, there's a stable nearby.
But not attached to the building?
Not attached to that building, no.
Okay. Are there windows for the building?
There are windows, a little higher up.
But nothing on the first floor that I could look through to see what's inside?
You could get a little higher if you were able to climb something and look through a higher window.
Is there anything around like that, like an alley that I can kind of be a little inconspicuous about?
I mean, I can tell you this, that there doesn't seem to be much life or movement coming out of the windows. It seems like JP Franzén got a bit spooked, shut down the overhead, and he's taken off.
Okay, but there is a bar right across the street, correct?
Yes, right.
Is that open?
That is open, yeah.
Okay, I'd like to go in there.
Okay.
Is there anyone in there? Barkeep, patrons?
Yep,
anyone?
the same guy who has been serving is there. Yep.
Okay, what about patrons?
Patrons, there's a few tables, not much though.
Okay, so quietly, I guess I'd like to ask the barkeep
You're welcome.
if he knows where JP is. I had an appointment with him this morning.
Oh, indeed, JP. He was in here early this morning. He said that he would be taking a bit of a vacation, a bit of a holiday, and he left in a bit of a hurry with several of his supplies and took off.
Well, that doesn't seem like him. He's such a hard-working man. Did he say
Indeed.
where he was taking his vacation?
He had mentioned something about heading to the South Bank, but beyond that, I'm not quite sure. He said he had a bit of a rough night the evening before, and he was heading out for some well-deserved rest.
Oh, does Mr. Franzén own a vacation home down there or something?
Oh, not that I'm aware of in the South Bank. I know he has some properties outside of Theondir, but he does have several contacts. I know that he has been known to gather in the South Bank with people, but I can't name any specifics for you.
Are you sure about that? And I'll give him 10 gold.
Oh. Let me think here. Well, I do know that there is, yes, indeed, Lord Galdrius. He usually spends some time with him. Lady Drellon as well has been known to host him on several occasions. That could be possibilities.
And they both have properties in the
Yes, oh, of
South
course.
as well?
They own great properties in the South Bank. Are you interested in purchasing any food or any drinks, or were you just here to inquire about your meeting with JP Franzén?
Well, now that you mention it, do you have any good traveling food? Food on a stick?
I'm sure we can arrange something for you, sir. Would you like to take it with you?
Yes, please.
He goes back to the back and comes out and has some meats and things like that he has on on some skewers that he is able to pass off to you.
Okay. How much are those?
Those will be on the house, sir. I thank you for your kindness in coming to us.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you indeed.
I'll go back outside. I want to take one more look. There's just the main entrance door, and that's all boarded up and latched.
Yep.
But the windows aren't boarded or anything like that. There's no.
They're not boarded, no. But they're just dark.
Back entrance or a cellar.
No, the back entrance was the only one that you came out of the other night, and that was all closed up as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back entrance and main entrance.
You guys ready? Yeah.
So then, yeah, I'll strip back down to my normal stuff and head back over.
Okay.
And we're back.
And we're back. All right.
All right.
So the rest of the group, what would you guys like to do on your last day? You seem like you don't quite know.
I want to try to get in
Into
the Sankari headquarters or whatever and try to find out if we can. I don't know, but if Nib will be able to do it.
Nib, can you get us in after studying that spell?
I will have to look what that spell does again.
Well, let's say this, that you make your way to the Sankari Academy, and you come to this perimeter. It's now pushing into late in the afternoon because you've had extensive discussions about what you should do or not do. You're now pushing about
midnight.
4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you come to the wall of the Sankari Academy. Same sort of structure that you saw before. There's this large white wall, and behind which sits this circular, almost like an octagonal road of crushed white stone. And right in front of you is this shimmering, mist-like green energy shield, resembling what you came in when you came into the city, what you remember from last time you were there. That is kind of shimmering up in front of you. Behind you, you can see the tower, the Sankari Academy. And as you walk around the perimeter, once again, that tower shifts with you. So the perspective always remains. The front of the tower is always facing you. And here you are, standing in front of the Sankari Academy, in front of the wall of energy. What would you like to do?
Pull out the egg.
Niv, do you have any
so
dust on you?
I don't think I do anymore.
Well, if you do, give the dust to me. Just so we make sure, I will give you the egg.
I don't have any more on.
Okay, I give you the egg. Is there anybody around us?
No, it's at this moment it's fairly quiet.
You want to try it?
Yeah, I want to. I need 40 gold pieces worth of precious stones.
Well, can we just try with the egg first? I mean, just try to get in with just using the egg?
Well, I suppose I could, but it says I need peridot dust and precious stones.
But are we surmising that the egg kind of acts as the spell?
Yeah.
It could act as either.
You don't need the equipment for the spell if we're just using the egg.
Yeah, I'll try it.
I'm gonna ask you guys, when you were watching people go in and out of here, were they using the dust?
No, I can't remember.
Did you see? You can't remember. Could you?
Would I remember?
Because it could be either dust or just like gem dust infused in this, so it could replace one or the other. Maybe is what I'm wondering, or if it's the actual like everything that you need. You just need to know the spell. But we could try it a couple different ways.
This also says the spell consumes the stones and the dust.
But this
So
could
will
act
we
as like a.
lose-
But the
Doesn't a
egg
wand? Okay, as,
maybe the
as
egg
like
is made of 40 gold worth of stone.
Yeah.
Right, but does that mean it's going to be disintegrated when I cast the spell?
Probably. You don't need to
could.
cast the spell. That's what we're saying. You just.
Then he's saying that are we gonna waste it?
Well,
I'm
yeah,
wondering-
theoretically, yeah. I guess we
Okay.
would.
Matt,
Mhm.
as like I'm watching whatever, like a magic wand acts as a focus where
Yep.
you don't need the elements, correct?
Right.
You
Correct.
do if it's consumed though. If it's
Oh, you
something that's
do if it's
consumed,
consumed.
you still need
But
the
why
element.
would? But why would JP Franzén be crafting an egg that you also need 40 grams worth of, or 40 gold worth of stones in this?
I think it's for an evasion. So that like this,
But this is the spell right here. That's what.
Yeah.
Like.
but we don't know that for sure. This is just a theory that I have. If we find out that this is correct, then we have information to bring back saying there could be a large incursion
Yeah.
tonight
Coming
or
tomorrow.
anytime soon.
Who has the egg? Who has it right now?
I have the egg, but I'm giving it to Niv to try.
Okay. Niv has the egg in his hand.
Holding it up?
I
What?
say,
All right, I'm gonna grab it and just take it to the wall
okay,
and
dex
try.
check.
Huh?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna, I don't know, hold it up on the wall and see if I can get in.
Are you going to say anything or do anything?
His
Clench
arm
your
just
butt
burns
cheeks.
off.
No, I'm just gonna touch it against the wall while I'm holding.
Okay, you hold it up against the wall, and the wall just shimmers with bright flash of energy,
Okay.
but nothing happens. The
Okay.
egg is still intact.
Okay, I'll give him back the egg.
Okay. So I had an idea on the way over here, and I will. Lizzo will come crawling out of my robes, and I'll hold her in my hand, and the egg in the other hand, and I will cast Transorbification on myself and Lizzo.
Okay.
Does the egg disappear? Is it still there?
The egg begins to glow incredibly bright, and you see that the wall begins to react at the same time. Are you touching the wall, or what are you doing with the wall?
No, we're standing a little ways away. After I cast the spell, I'll have Lizzo jump down and try and scurry through.
And right when you set Lizzle on the ground, you hear a voice in your mind. Which of the creatures now seeks the honor of passage into the Sakari Academy?
Lizzo.
My lizard.
He's a really
There's a
smart
long-
little guys. That's
There's a
what he-
long, almost awkward pause. And then you hear the voice. Passage shall be granted. Lizzo drops down on the ground, runs straight towards the wall, and passes right through it.
So can we still see her like climbing up the wall now?
She passes through the wall and begins to run into the
Oh.
courtyard.
So she goes right through the stone wall.
Through the wall.
Okay.
I go behind. Oh no, I'm way too small to push him in.
So
Just like give him a shove. Go.
at that point, I'm gonna have her crawl up the wall on the inside. Because how tall is it?
The wall is it's about 3 meters. The white wall, yeah.
Okay.
You mean like the dome?
No, because there's a.
Oh, you meant
stone
the wall itself, yeah. She went through the energy
Oh.
field and now it's crawling up the wall, yeah.
Okay.
Up the outside of the wall.
Or the energy field is right up against the wall, so she goes through both at the same time.
Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, so I want her to climb up the inside and back up on the top so we can see if she's up there. See what
Mhm.
happens.
She's
to
up
her.
there. She's up there, yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna point to these guys and say, "It worked. She's in."
Okay. So now we know is the
And I still have the egg, right?
The egg is still
The
intact.
egg is still intact. Yeah.
Okay, so now we know what that's for. Let's get the fuck out of here so we don't get caught. We have information to bring. Right?
To who?
To Feuerbrand, saying that somebody's got a big one of these fucking eggs.
So as you guys pull away, and Lizzo runs back through the wall.
While she's still up on top, can I look through her eyes real quick? See what's inside?
You see the court of the Sicarii Academy opening up. And before you, you see an incredibly beautiful stone courtyard with inlaid stones in the shape of a dragon at first. And then there's different clusters of stones in a certain pattern that lead to another dragon and more clusters of stones leading up directly up to this long set of stairs, up to this brilliant, beautiful front door that is closed, leading into the tower that is the Sicarii Academy.
Is there people in there, or like shops or houses or anything?
Inside the tower, you can't see. The doors are closed.
Oh, inside the courtyard.
Inside the courtyard, it's just the barren courtyard with the inlaid stone designs wrapping around the whole thing.
Okay.
That's all you see.
And I tell this to these guys as I'm standing there.
Okay. And as Lizzo comes back...
Yeah, then I bring Lizzo back.
She comes through the energy field, through the wall once again. She goes right through both. The energy field shuts up behind you. And you begin to tell your friends what you have seen. And as you begin to turn and to head back away from this, you hear a voice in your ears once again. Are you leaving so soon? And that is where we can end for this session.